And it looks like we are ready to go with our upcoming speed run. So here is SpootyBiscuit with Crypt of the NecroDancer Amplified Coda All Zones. Take it away.
What's up, everyone? I'm SpootyBiscuit, and I will be running NecroDancer here. I've got two commentators with me. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
Well, I'm Elad Difficult, and I'm super excited for this run.
And my name is Chris, and I'm also really excited to be here.
Anyway, so just to give a quick rundown of what's going on here, we're playing Crypt of the NecroDancer. Crypt of the NecroDancer is a rhythm-based dungeon crawler roguelike. So randomly generated permadeath. If I die, everything starts back at the start. And right here up on screen, we have Arya, who plays dagger only, dies in a single hit, and dies on a misbeat, which sounds hard, but we're not playing her. We've also got Bolt, who plays at double time, but we're not playing them either. We've also got Monk, who dies if he collects any gold, but we're not playing him either. We're playing all three combined into one, which, as the devs described here, is, quote, probably impossible. So I am probably going to be giving limited commentary throughout this run, because, as you guess, from that combination of restrictions, pretty much everything kills me at any given time, so I'm going to be focusing for the run for the most part, and leave commentary up to Chris and Elad. They both know a heck of a lot about the game, so I'll leave it in their capable hands. And I think we are about ready to go then. Time will start once I hit the all zones mode stairs here. Yeah, I'll give you a countdown in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, and we are underway. This is an unbelievable thing to have in a marathon, I must say. It is so incredibly hard, I can't even express how difficult this is as a challenge. And so I love that Spooty is here and doing this challenge for you. He's done it before in a previous one, but he's gonna try and go even faster. And even just completing it is unbelievable. And so I'm so excited to see what Spooty can do. The fact that he can hear us talking and isn't just only listening to the game is shocking to me. A lot of players will play without the sound on, like they'll only listen to the music so they don't drop the beats. Spooty has sounds on. It's unbelievable. And so hopefully we'll see what Spooty can do for us here. Now this game itself is actually a pretty quick one. It's a little quicker than Pokemon. If you're playing in the standard mode, it takes about, you have to try to do it slower than 25 minutes and actually complete it. With Coda, you kind of are forced to go fast because it's double time. And really, the more time you spend in the level, the more chance it is that you're just gonna die. If you drop a beat, you die. You touch gold, you're dead. So, yeah, it's really scary. So we're seeing Spooty here collecting his items. This is a roguelike, so this is all procedurally generated. So there is a procedure to the way that the levels are created, and Spooty knows them fairly well, but it's still really important to collect items because he needs survivability, needs to get some damage ups, also needs some visibility so that he knows exactly where he's going. And so he's working on building up a build here. Now we're gonna see
that visibility is definitely super important, especially early on, so you don't get hit by things like a Minotaur jumping through the walls, quick little one-beat reactions.
There and just kind of step a little too far back, but that kind of gives a quick little demonstration of just how on the edge this run is. Like, any time, any little mistake I make can just be the end of the run. Thankfully, dying early is, not much progress lost, but ideally I don't die at all.
Yeah, if you want to think about like a good analogy for what this game is, it's like driving a motorcycle with knives for wheels at top speed on a tightrope. That's what it is. So you're like just gunning it down this thing. And anything could happen that would just throw you completely off. And so even just like
Spooty's so seasoned at this too that it's so hard to see how difficult really this is, that you can miss a beat at any moment.
Bats are random enemies, and reacting to them correctly at double time is pretty hard.
Right, yeah. So a little bit more about how this game actually plays, because I'm aware that probably not everybody in the chat has played this game before, but you should give it a try. It's really fun. and it's not quite this hard. It is a tough game, though. And so each enemy has a movement pattern of some kind. You can see these skeletons, they stand still for a beat, and then they move for a beat. Or the ghosts will chase you, sort of like Boo's in Mario. And so it gets to a point when you're playing this fast that it's mostly down to muscle memory. So a lot of it is all based on muscle memory, and Spooty knows exactly which enemies he really has to focus on to get through the levels safely. Now he's going to be collecting a luck charm there. That luck charm is a pretty interesting mechanic. What it does is allows it causes the monkeys to no longer be able to attack you unless they're forced to, because like Spooty said,
monkeys.
Sorry, did I say monkeys?
Yes, yeah, he said monkeys. I mean bats, yeah.
I meant bats.
Okay, I'm gonna focus. I'll let Chris take care of commentary.
I'm sorry. Oh man, I killed Spooty. Oh, geez.
No, it's not on you. It's on me.
Yeah, so the bats will no longer, they still move randomly, but they won't randomly move into you. And that's really valuable here because you can kind of chase down bats. And so that's something that Spooty, he'll play a little more safe with that yellow dire bat, but once he has the luck charm, he'll be able to kind of chase it down a little bit more, even though it'll still move randomly.
It's just one less thing that you have to think about, and there's so many things to be thinking about in this game, which just helps anything that can be sort of put into that muscle memory or not need to worry about, just lets you focus on everything else that's happening.
Now Spooty just took the Shrine of Rhythm. This will allow him to, it's kind of an interesting mechanic. It's usually not taken in most speedruns, but when it comes to Coda, what it does is it drops the 8th beat of every bar. So the bars are broken into 8th notes for any of the music nerds out there, and it drops the 8th beat. So he has a little pause every bar, which is actually really great because it gives him a moment to sort of sort out his situation, think about what's going. And really what it does is it affords you a little bit more brain RAM, which is something we talk about quite a bit when commentating this game. The amount of, you kind of want to like ease the brain RAM. You want to make it...
That was very uncooperative.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Ouch. Yeah.
Geez, okay. Gotta focus.
So it can be tough to get this character rolling as well because you want to be finding a lot of the safety items, like I said, specifically damage up, and also something like the glass torch. That's something Spooty's going to be looking for. That shows you where all the enemies are on the level, but you really can't be spooked by kicking open a door and then suddenly there's like a minotaur or something.
Yeah, which is always that early risk. And we just picked up this item called the geese, so that will be giving us a bit of a damage up now, putting us our dagger to 2 damage, which is nice early on.
Yeah, and picking up the map as well. So he's going to have an idea of how to get through the levels a lot easier. And like I said, the more time you spend in the level, the harder it's going to be because you're going to have to deal with more enemies and just stay on the beat for longer. This is like, I was actually reviewing the leaderboards setting up for this. There's only been, out of the, thousands of people who play this game, tens, hundreds, I don't know how many people play this game, but it's a lot. Out of all those people, there's only been roughly about 45 clears of this character. People who've cleared this character. Now, Spooty himself has cleared it, I got it here, 494 times. So we're in good hands. Spooty is well seasoned with Coda, and definitely the expert of Coda. But we can really see just how difficult this character can be. And so he just picked up the glass jaw. That's going to double his damage, which was 2, so now it's 4. Which is good. You always have to be aware of your damage as you play, because when you kill an enemy, it drops gold. So if you think you have less damage than you have, you'll kill the enemy and then think you're going to hit it again, but actually jump on the gold it just left behind. So again, so much you have to keep in mind.
Yeah, build awareness in general is very, very important in this game in general, but also here just remembering what you have and, not those unexpected kills where you didn't think they were going to be killed and that sort of thing.
Now we have made it to our first boss. This was death metal. Don't want to spend a lot of time here because, as you can see, the beat is quite quick. It's like 180 some odd beats.
Although I don't think it's the fastest in the
No, it's
the
the fastest.
Is it?
I think 4-3 is the next fastest.
I wasn't sure if 4-3 was a little bit faster, but it's up there for sure.
Yeah, Fortissimo is also a rather quick one. That's one of the bosses as well. And so this game, like many roguelikes, is set up where there's a certain number of zones that you have to go through, and at the end of each zone, there's a boss. So in this case, there's 5 zones in NecroDancer, at least in the DLC, the Amplified DLC. And so Spooty's gonna be working through all 5 zones. There's 3 levels per zone, and then the boss at the end. And the boss pulls from a pool of 5 bosses. So we've already seen death metal, which is good because death metal is really fast. So it's nice to get it out of the way. And so we're gonna see a different boss at the end of each run. Now, if Spooty was to do another run, the bosses might be different and you won't necessarily see death metal. Now this is great. We're gonna see a glass shrine here that Spooty's gonna touch. Now this changed his gi into glass armor, which allows him to take a free hit without dying. But it also changed his obsidian torch, which is just kind of a torch, standard torch, into this glass torch I was talking about earlier. And now Spooty can see all the enemies on the floor without any darkness. You can see them all popping up on his map there.
And if we had had a different headgear, we already had that glass jaw, but if we had had something else in that head slot, it would have changed into the jaw when we hit that glass shrine.
And he's got a ton of damage now, which is great. That
Ooh,
risk
nice.
charm gives +2 damage when you're at half a heart. And hey, what do you know? Coda is always
We're
at half
always
a
at
heart.
half a heart.
So you always get that +2 damage. And then plus the jaw, or I guess times the jaw. So it's now up to mix damage. Spooty knows.
Well, yeah, we're up there now.
We are up there. So this is the Zone 2 boss.
And we have Earth for Coral Riff.
Amazing. That's the
Usually
easiest
say-
possible kill, and you always get Earth after killing Coral Riff, but we got it here. So it's good RNG.
3 damage.
So Spooty, you can hear him saying his damage out loud to himself. It's good practice to keep track of your damage, like I said. And so dropping the glass jaw for the monocle, now he can see items in crates and chests, but no longer has that ×2 damage from the glass jaw.
So we're just at 3 with that risk charm.
And so it's 2 hits on the Minotaur instead of just the 1. So again, all the stuff you got to keep in mind as you go. Flipping and sliding on that ice. Another sort of mechanic you can't see when you're just watching. You have to not press a button when you're sliding on ice. So Spooty's always pressing a button every beat, except for
those
when he's
ice
on ice,
slides.
and then he has to not.
Although we picked up these, if we had picked up those glass slippers in that black chest, that was the other option in that shop, then we would be able to walk on different floor hazards like the coals or the ice and then not have to worry about them.
Yeah, and
As
also,
you can see on these, the yellow patches on the ground, those are hot coals, so if we stand still, we would miss a beat. But if we were standing on them
and you like attack an enemy or dig.
attack an enemy, then we would take damage, and that would kill us as well.
So there's a
As
lot,
most things do.
a lot of good things to talk about in this build right now. We've got ourselves this heavy glass, which allows Spooty now, before we had the glass armor, now it's the heavy glass. So if we take 3 hits, it'll break instead of just the 1 hit. So that's extra protection for Spooty. Plus he's got a ring of piercing, which means that he doesn't have to worry about armored enemies anymore. And also the glass torch, we got the extra damage, and the grenades, which is also going to make Zone 4 a lot easier, and we'll see that in a sec. Grenades are really good.
Also nice that we do have the 3 damage with this piercing.
Ooh, and we just got ourselves nukes. Oh, baby. Yes, this
Nice.
is good. So we're going to be throwing massive bombs now. You'll love to see it.
We got 12 of them, so let's go.
Yeah, so the nukes make the game easier. Again, reducing the required brain RAM. You can just chuck them in a room and you know, rinse and
We
repeat.
won't- yeah, don't take damage on yourself with this charm. For
Yeah,
the
that's right.
bombs,
The bombs
rather.
don't hurt you as well. So
We did take a little bit of a dink right there from, I think that was a harpy, so a little bit of leg showing for Coda.
Whoa, hey, whoa. Okay.
Sticking out of that heavy glass armor.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, you lose a piece of the armor whenever. Okay, we got some bats out on the field, but they're playing nicely. And so Spooty is now on to 4-3. This is the fastest regular level in the game. There still is
Yeah,
Zone
not
5,
fast.
but I think the devs decided not to make Zone 5 even faster. The game does speed up every song, except for in Zone 5. Spooty's lining up these
We
Blade
got a lot
Masters.
of Blade Masters come in.
Grabbing
And
an
it is
extra
nice
bomb.
too that we have the 3 damage with our piercing, because sometimes with these armored enemies, the higher tier ones rather, like in Zone 3, there's some purple orcs. So if you have piercing but not enough damage, sometimes wrangling them and hitting them can end up killing you because you expected to kill him, but you didn't with the piercing.
Okay, so that was a very scary floor. I was holding my breath, as I'm sure Spooty was as well. But he managed through it. There was a bit of an awkward swarm, and he handled it. Now what he's doing is actually a delightful way to kill Fortissimo there. You can actually... So Earth is really powerful. It looks goofy. You just create some Earth tiles.
We snuck into that arena.
But yeah, you can actually delete the triggers to start the fight. And so that's what Spooty did there. And so he was able to... very easily fight that fight, which is great to see.
Everyone was just frozen there waiting.
And so he's still got 4 nukes, and this is 5-2. So that means he's only got 5-2, 5-3, and the final boss to deal with here. Finding a potion
we also
as
have
well.
2 freeze tomes in our item slot there, so that will act as 2 freeze spells, so another sort of panic button that we can hit if things get swarmy and we're not sure what's happening. Spooty can hit that and take a breather and not have enemies coming at us.
Spooty's got a little bit of a swarm to start, but it looks like he's actually going to make his way into this shop. Because, yeah, that was an ugly start, and I love that play. Big brain play here from Spooty.
Having to double bomb there because of the shop walls will drop gold if you bomb them.
And nice job earthing the gold away as well.
Oh, that as well will clear up your any gold. So Earth is a super, super great spell to have on these don't touch the gold characters.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, it looks like we're going to do a little ring around the rosy here.
These black spells coming around, we gotta get out of the way.
And we are now on the final boss. This is it, Deep Blues.
And time.
Oh my goodness, nicely done.
Nicely done.
I was worried about that with that round spell with all those zone 1 deaths, but sometimes the hardest part of the run is before you can establish a build. Whew.
For sure.
Yeah.
What was
yeah,
the time on that?
That, yeah, I think you got a 14:53.
Okay, I'll take it. That's well under that 20-minute estimate.
Underestimate, and holy moly, what a run. That was tense. I could feel my heart beating out of my chest there.
All right, so just give a quick few shout outs here. Elad here, who just did most of the commentary, is the primary host for our Crypt of NecroDancer online racing league, Condor League. It's still, all these years after release, it's still a very active community, a very active racing base, and one of the things I've been missing from GDQ not being an in-person event is almost every event I have at least one person who wants to learn some of the basics of running the game, and I don't have that here. So if anyone wants to learn the game, the Discord is a great resource for that. Discord.condor.live or discord.condor.host will get you there, and there'll be plenty of folks there happy to hook you up with learning how to run this game. And most of it isn't nowhere near as hard as this. Again, this is like the hardest character in the game, and it was probably impossible. Like the dev originally made the character kind of as a joke and just like tweaked the balance a little bit until he was able to beat the first zone 1 time, and then said, "Yeah, that's good enough. We'll ship it." So, yeah, shout outs to Elad for all the work he does, and all the Condor crew does for the racing community. And I also want to give shout outs to all of you watching and donating, because with everything going on in the world right now, the people most adversely affected by this are the people who are already most vulnerable for a number of reasons, and Doctors Without Borders is doing a lot to help those sorts of people. And it's really important when you're faced with a crisis like this to make sure that the least fortunate people in your community are taken care of. So on that note, I do want to add, I've already heard it said by multiple runners throughout the marathon, but Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights. And just make sure you are looking out for the least fortunate members in your community. I think you guys are doing a great job on that with your support of this marathon and of Doctors Without Borders. So yeah, shout outs to all you. Thank you so much. And thanks to GQ for having me. I think that's all I got to say. Elad, Chris, anything else you want to say?
I mean, you pretty much covered it. Thanks, everybody. And let's see 2 million in the next 24 hours. Let's go, everybody.
Yeah, let's
And
get
we'll be
there.
coming
Let's
up on
go.
the very end of the credits with the final declaration here.
Of course. Yeah, and also, I do apologize that we didn't get to any donations during the run.
It's a
there we
very
go.
fast.
Oh, it's
quick.
it's okay.
What's happening?
Coda ending there. And
It's-
final time in game, 9:22:58.
Nice.
Very nice.
Actually, there is one donation that I could read that you did mention Condor. We got one right here if you would like me to read it before you guys head off.
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah.
We have a $500 donation from the Condor staff saying, Condor staff are Rudy for Spooty. Good luck kicking Coda's booty. Through the crypts you'll were, ha, funny feet go burr. Just avoid Family Jewels cooties. From Elad, Cancel, Otto, Ash Lexus, Tang, and Koopy. Thanks, Spooty, for always representing our community so well. Condor.
Hey, awesome. Thanks,
All right.
Spooty. We
thanks
really
for having
appreciate
us.
it. Thanks,
Take care,
GDQ.
everyone.
Really appreciate it.
Well done, and GG's to SpootyBiscuit. That was an amazing and intense NecroDancer run. And if you've enjoyed NecroDancer and those awesome tunes, be sure to stay tuned for even more awesome tunes as we watch Happy Feets fly across the stage with his Pump It Up showcase coming up soon. And we had some wonderful donations coming in during the NecroDancer run. Sweet tunes with NecroDancer and the Goon herself hosting. It's donation time. Let's go SpootyBiscuit, and let's get that D28 Paradox incentive for Happy Feets. 2 million hype! And that was a $75 donation from Nabes Hugs. So well done, thank you. We have a $500 donation from Flutter-98 saying, Spooty, you're amazing. Keep being you. This goes towards Pump It Up because we need as much of that as possible. We had a $25 donation from Grygon saying, so excited for this run with Coda. Always a highlight. We have a $50 donation from Young saying, hey Spooty, always love watching you kill it during GDQ events. You're a loved member of the rhythm game community, and I hope all is well. Keep up the sick run. So we'll be going to a quick Twitch ad, so stay tuned and hang tight. You're good. Are we good? Oh. Welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2020 online. We're still getting set up for our amazing Pump It Up showcase. If you guys were able to catch that showcase at CRDQ, it is such a wonderful watch. And oh man, I am so excited. And I hope you all are excited for it as well. We still have a donation incentive going on for the Pump It Up showcase. We have a incentive for Happy Feets to attempt the D28 paradox, which is one of the most difficult charts in the whole game, and Happy Feets is one of the few players in the world to have recorded a clear of the chart. So if you want to see him wreck that chart and go through that, feel free to keep pushing those donations towards that. We're about halfway to that goal, so feel free to get a train going so we can see his feet flying. We'll be going to a quick interview with Jhobz and Happy Feets, so we will be right back.
My name is Jhobz, and I am joined for a very special interview by Happy Feets, who's going to be running Pump It Up for you all later. Running, maybe not being the best word here because we got a bit of a showcase. Happy Feets, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I am doing fantastic, and it's been the end of a long day because I'm not going to lie to everybody out there. We pre-recorded this one. We wanted to make sure that Happy Feets had plenty of time for all of the set up and just making sure he's in the right mindset for the run. But I already know that you have all already made this incentive happen and that this run is about to happen. How are you feeling about the incentive right now, Happy Feets, a day beforehand?
Very nervous. I announced it to my community already, and we're all just like super sweating.
Again, no fear over here. I'm sure it's going to happen because you had an amazing showcase of this game at Corona Relief Done Quick earlier this year. Tell me a little bit about why you wanted to submit a dance showcase, a dance game showcase at a speedrunning event.
The biggest reason is what's always like stuck with me ever since I got on Twitch, like at all. And that was to just get this genre out there for the whole world to see and just share my passion with my community, along with everyone else that's willing to even consider checking it out. It's a big passion of mine, and the genre just doesn't get that much attention, truth be told. And especially a game like Pump It Up. A lot of the viewers probably are familiar with Dance Dance Revolution, mainly because of how much more of an impact that game had in the States. But Pump It Up is a lot more smaller when compared to DDR.
Yeah, if I hadn't seen your showcase at CRDQ, I would totally be looking at this camera right now, seeing all these sick lights and everything, and just be going, this guy's going to run DDR? What's going on here? What's happening? So explain to everybody out there why this is different than DDR, how it's different, what is unique about Pump It Up.
What makes Pump It Up very unique, outside of the most obvious thing, which is the layout of the buttons, DDR is up, down, left, right, being a 4-panel game, whereas Pump It Up has 2 diagonal ups, 2 diagonal downs, and 1 center, so 5-panel total. On top of that, double performance, which is one player doing both sides at the same time, is very common, especially in higher competitive level for Pump It Up. And the design of the step charts in the game make you have a lot more movement going on. It's very noticeable when compared to DDR.
So let's talk a little bit more about that movement. So we kind of saw it earlier in the marathon. We saw it just yesterday with Half-Life Alyx, how a VR speedrun can really take a toll on you physically as you're doing the speedrun. With Pump It Up and dance games, what do you do to kind of prepare for that physical side of things? And what kind of toll does it take to be playing this game so often?
The biggest thing is obviously taking care of your health, both mentally and physically. I mean, you got to warm up first, play some songs that you're really comfortable with and get your muscles loose. Eat well, sleep well, drink a lot of water, stay hydrated. Like, very similar things to, I mean, pretty much it's an athletic type of thing. I mean, all players at that high level should be treated as an athlete. It gets, the higher level you're going, the more physical demand that there is. And you just really have to take care of yourself and play often and play smart. When you're approaching your sessions, when you go in, you need to have a game plan and know what you're trying to accomplish or do during that session, rather than just swipe your card and get up and play just for the sake of playing.
Yeah, I think that's super cool that you can draw parallels between that and like any form of competitive gaming, whether it be speedrunning, whether it be, first person shooters or fighting games or whatever. I think that you'll always hear the top folks talk about just, I went into this run to try to like went into the stream day to work on my consistency, like work on this specific trick in this speed run or something. And it's cool to hear that apply to both to dance games as well. I think that's great.
Yeah, they both speedrunning and dance games at like a high level require a lot of repetition and grinding, and they are very similar. It's very true.
Mhm. So what is it about dance games in particular that drew you in and like made you want to just keep playing it and really focus on playing it at a high level as opposed to just, oh, I'll go play it when I pass by an arcade sometime.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it started out just like that, where I would just pass by an arcade and see it.
Mm.
Once I got into the home version, I branched out to go to the arcade. Then I remember seeing a lot of local tournaments at like my mall or arcade with a lot of older players that were way better than me at the time, and I was blown away by it. And I really wanted to get involved because I've always grown up being a very competitive person, and seeing people that are better than me or at the same level just really once it motivates and pushes me to get better and reach that level or even go higher than that. And I just love competition all around. That's what really drew me in.
Yeah, again, I love the parallels that we see with any of these competitive things. Same kind of answers that I heard from the Warframe runner that I talked to earlier in the week as well. It's really cool to just see how common all of these different aspects of gaming are when you really boil it down to things. So I wanted to ask you, want to kind of pivot a little bit here and talk a little more about your CRDQ run, Happy Feets, because there is something that was really unique about that, other than it being a fantastic dance showcase, that the average viewer probably never noticed. And that is that your host in Eternal Enigma and you worked it out where you actually couldn't hear him during your run because you had to actually focus on the game and everything. You were out standing on the mat itself. How did that come together to work out like when you're going to toss up time for donations and just trust that he's going? Were you worried at all about stumbling over each other?
100%. And initially, we tried to work something out where, like, depending on what song I was gonna play in order, like I'd say, okay, on this song, I'll try to be quiet, and it just kind of went out the window. Honestly, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna wing it and hope I don't step on his feet, and let's just hope that hope that doesn't happen. And we got really lucky. Like, it only happened once or twice, and I was really, really glad. I was really worried about that the whole entire time.
Yeah, it went really well. I was working the audio shift for that, and I was just blown away every time that it just seamlessly transitioned from one of you to the other. I'm looking forward to your showcase, Happy Feets. I hope everybody else is as well. I got one last easy lob of a question for you. Last time at CRDQ, you went the entire hour without your fan on. Will you please turn your fan on this time, just for us to keep you healthy and alive?
I will turn on my fan, and that's a promise.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Hopefully that can keep you cool, and hopefully everybody else can watch how cool this run is going to be. Look at my awesome segues and transitions. We are getting set up for this right now, so everybody, thank you so much, Happy Feets, again for joining me and talking to me here. We are going to kick it over to your run, in just a moment.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Bye, everybody.
We have a $20 donation from Funk Factory saying, been playing rhythm games since '03. Gotta show my support for the Pump It Up showcase. Go Happy Feets. We have a $30 donation from Arinion. Sorry if I totally mispronounced that. But it says, let's pump it up and get those donations met. We have a $50 donation from Sylvie saying, let's get ready to pump it up. And now we'll be heading over to Scent for some neato prizes. Let's go.
Oh, hello everyone, and welcome back. As mentioned, my name is Sent, and apparently I have gone deaf over the last 5 minutes. That's perfectly fine, though, because I'm here to tell you about some of the amazing prizes that we have that you can win by donating. Now, I do need to be a little concise, so I'm just going to say a few things in advance. First off, as a reminder, Games Done Quick is donating all sub and bit revenue through the month of August to Doctors Without Borders. That is all of the revenue we would receive from sub and bits minus any taxes we need to pay on that, and we're just giving it right back to charity, giving it back to Doctors Without Borders, giving it back to Médecins Sans Frontières. And of course, if you have Amazon Prime, you have a free sub every month to a channel of your choice. They still get the revenue. You give that free sub to us, and then we can donate our portion of the revenue right back to charity. So that's an amazing offer. Two, I'm going to talk about a lot of prizes in rapid succession over the next couple of minutes. If you want to get in for everything I'm going to talk about besides the grand prize, a $50 donation will do exactly that. The grand prize is, of course, a $200 minimum donation, but that is cumulative across the marathon, and it is an amazing custom replica from our friends over at Heroic Replicas. Three, when and if you make that donation, please put that donation specifically towards the Pump It Up incentive for Paradox. I will explain why at the end, but for now, I'm going to ask you all to trust me. So, for the moment, this is the last chance for you to donate for any of the Pokemon-themed prizes I showed earlier. As soon as Pump It Up starts, all of those prizes are off the table. And just as a reminder, those prizes included this amazing set of keychains from the Chain Nerd. You know, Eevee, Cyndaquil, Torchic, Mudkip, Piplup, Trico, all of those amazing Pokemon chainmail pieces. They came together. I believe they were a $30 minimum donation, but you have to get that donation in before Pump It Up starts. This beautiful Blastoise Perler canvas from Professor Caton. This beautiful Raichu Rainbow piece from Puzzle P. This amazing Professor Oak doll from Stitchery Geekery. These beautiful wooden Okami charms from Itazan. Beautiful wooden Okami charms. I believe these are a $15 minimum donation. All of these are available, but only until Pump It Up starts, so make sure to get those donations in ASAP. Now, I want to talk about some of the prizes we have available through Pump It Up, as well as the Final Fantasy VII Remake run that's going to take us into our shmup block tomorrow morning. All these prizes are going to be available until the end of Final Fantasy VII. We have a ton of cool stuff. From Fangamer and the Bad Dudes, we have this Chronotorius CD, awesome compilation album based on Chrono Trigger. Super cool. It's only a $5 minimum donation as well. We also, from our friends over at I Am 8-Bit, have this adorable little Cloud on a Chocobo print. Cloud on a Chocobo, also a $5 minimum donation. It's adorable. Well, now speaking of Chocobos, from Pincushion Cat Plushies, for a $10 minimum donation, we have this adorable little Chocobo companion. Absolutely adorable. Love the stylization of him. He's chunky. I love that. He'll make a great companion to any adventuring party you have. $10 minimum donation. Come on. Why not donate? It's for a great cause, and you can put that donation towards seeing a great incentive. From Cowwise, we have the official Final Fantasy VII strategy guide. How are you going to beat Final Fantasy VII Remake without the strategy guide? How else are you going to know things about the Pillar Assault? I don't know anything about the Pillar Assault because I haven't read this page, but you could if you win it after making a $10 minimum donation. For $20, from Sylvian, we have an amazing Aerith painting. Unfortunately, it got caught up in French customs. It wasn't able to get here in time, but we will have it shortly after the marathon, and you should head over to gamesdonequick.com and check out the tracker. There are some beautiful images of it. It's oil on canvas. It is exquisite, and again, it's only a $20 minimum donation. From NIS America, we have a great Prinny prize pack. It's got everything you need Prinny related, dude. It's got a Prinny cushion. Prinny cushion? Yep. It's got a printy backpack, which you could put on the printy cushion. The printy cushion already serving a purpose. It's got a printy bag, which you could put in the printy backpack on the printy cushion. You see how this stacks up now. It's got a sardine. Every printy needs a sardine. You do too. And of course, it's got the Penny Arcade exclusive pin of the Hero Printy. It's a $25 minimum donation. It all comes together. You could have all of this Printy swag for a $25 minimum donation. And from our friends over at Activision, we have a copy of the unreleased yet Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2. It's the collector's edition, which comes with some digital exclusives, as well as an exclusive skateboard deck with a really cool birdhouse design on it. Again, head over to gamesdonequick.com. You can check out the tracker. You can see some great pictures of that. From our friend Making It Nerdy, we have this amazing Cactar string art. It's a $30 minimum donation. It's so cool. It combines wood burning and negative space and nails and string to create an amazing piece of art. I love it. It's crazy. Again, $30 minimum donation. This could be yours. And on top of all of that, Pump It Up is the last chance to get LOK's first unique banner for this event. It has too many characters on it. It's 6 feet long. We only print one of these, of each design, each event. Head over to gamesdonequick.com, check out the tracker, look at the design. It's also on our social media. It's so cool. It's a $50 minimum donation. You need to have donated a single donation of $50 today to be eligible for it. But trust me, it's worth it. One-of-a-kind piece of GDQ memorabilia. Now, let me talk a little bit about this Paradox incentive. So, coming up, we're going to have Happy Feets playing Pump It Up. In Pump It Up, the difficulty of each song chart is kind of rated on a numerical scale. I believe a 1 to 20 is about the normal difficulty range for songs. Happy Feet's showcase is going to start, I believe, on a 21, a 22. So we're going to be starting this showcase well above the range of normal difficulty. Now, it's also important to note that in rhythm games, generally, a numerical bump up in difficulty is a bump up of a magnitude of difficulty. So a 24 is going to be noticeably harder than a 23, etc., etc. Paradox is one of the 228 charts in the game. And as a testament to how difficult it is, when Happy Feets first posted his recorded clear of the chart, I want to say back in September of last year, to my knowledge, only 3 or 4 other players had done so. Just think about that. Of this rhythm game, a single-digit number of people had successful clear videos of this chart. Paradox is insane. If you saw CRDQ, Happy Feets challenged it at the end of his set there and came within spitting distance of clearing the chart, only to miss a single run of notes at the end, and that was it. This is an incredible leap in difficulty. It is an incredible accomplishment to see. Will Happy Feets do it? We don't know, but I want to see the run back. And my question for you, Twitch chat, is do you want to see one of the best dance rhythm game players playing one of the hardest, if not the hardest chart in Pump It Up? I think I know the answer. Marphoria, if you wouldn't mind getting everyone excited for the upcoming Pump It Up run, I think I'm going to go take my seat.
Welcome everyone back to Summer Games Done Quick Online. Summer Games Done Quick 2020 Online. We still got some wonderful donations coming in for this amazing Pump It Up showcase that'll be airing just in a few moments. We have a $5 donation from Lavitz saying, "Pump it up at GDQ. Sign me up and let's dance for the doctors." We have a $100 donation from Alexander Y saying, "I would love to see more Pump It Up from Happy Feets. Pump it up." We have a $75 donation from Bahamut75 saying, "I've played way too much DDR for my brain to comprehend the arrows being in a different place and Pump It Up, but it's glorious nonetheless." And just remember that all of these wonderful donations are going to our wonderful charity, Doctors Without Borders, and keep them coming because we still need to hit that 50,000 donation incentive for the D28 Paradox. And we're at $29,000, so I know we can do it. Let's see those come in, and so we could see Seth's feet flying. We have a $50 donation from Nick41 saying, my uncle and I are big Pump It Up fans since day one. We would go to the arcades and play it whenever the chance we take and also attended tournaments. We still play it to this day, but unfortunately with the pandemic going on, we are a bit rusty ourselves. Hopefully we can receive private lessons from Happy Feet. Anyway, thank you for having this game on SGDQ. You all are doing a good deed. To the frontline workers, you are the true heroes out there. Best of luck to you all. We have a $50 donation from Watson saying, shoutouts to Happy Feets and the Igloo Arcade. No matter how hot California can get, this igloo will never melt. Aww. We have $5 from Wannabeast saying, $5 train for Paradox? Let's see a D28 at GDQ. We have $22 from Mr. Sunshine saying, is it a paradox that we get more fast with more games? I don't know, but I'm ready to see Happy Feets go fast on Paradox. We have a $5 donation from Katie Lou saying, $5 hype train for Pump It Up, pulling into the station. Let's go. We have $100 from George Wright saying, so excited for Pump It Up, let's go for Paradox. We have $20 from Wizard of Kitty saying, a bonus incentive to a bonus game? Time to pump it up. We have a $5